Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 12 motorcycles mechanics say never dump in 2026. Number 12, Suzuki Boulevard C50. The Suzuki Boulevard C50 is the kind of cruiser mechanics tell owners to hold onto in 2026, no matter how tempting a trade-in offer looks. This bike runs a proven 805cc V-twin that is understressed and built to last. It is fuel-injected, liquid-cooled, and known in shops across the USA for crossing 60,000 to 100,000 miles with basic maintenance. Oil changes, valve checks, and simple servicing keep it happy, and parts are affordable compared to many big-name cruisers. You are not looking at crazy repair bills here. Most common fixes stay well under a few $100s, not thousands. On the used market, clean examples still sit around $3,500 to $6,000 depending on mileage and condition. That price for a full-size cruiser with classic styling, strong low-end torque, and highway comfort is hard to beat. Mechanics often say the biggest regret they hear is from riders who sold theirs, thinking they would upgrade, only to find newer bikes cost $12,000 to $20,000 and do not feel any more reliable. The C50 holds steady value because buyers know what it is, a durable, honest machine. In 2026, when repair costs and new bike prices keep climbing, dumping a Suzuki Boulevard C50 rarely makes financial sense. Number 11, Honda Shadow Phantom. The Honda Shadow Phantom is one of those cruisers mechanics strongly advise keeping in 2026 because it has a long track record of durability and low ownership costs. Its 745cc liquid-cooled V-twin is not pushed to extreme limits, which is exactly why it lasts. The power delivery is smooth and steady, perfect for highway cruising at 75 miles per hour without stressing the engine. Many units in the USA have crossed 80,000 miles with only routine service, and serious engine issues are uncommon when maintenance schedules are followed. Valve checks are simple, parts are easy to source, and most independent shops charge fair labor rates because the design is straightforward. The shaft drive system also reduces long-term expenses by removing chain and sprocket replacements from the equation. In today's market, clean used Shadow Phantom models usually sell between $4,000 and $7,000 depending on year and mileage. Riders who trade them in often move into $15,000 to $20,000 bikes with higher insurance premiums, pricier replacement parts, and no clear jump in dependability. Mechanics frequently hear former owners admit they miss the simple ownership experience and predictable running costs. In 2026, letting go of a well-maintained Honda Shadow Phantom often leads to regret, especially when you realize how much dependable performance you gave up for a bigger monthly payment. Number 10, Yamaha Vstar 250. The Yamaha Vstar 250 is one of those bikes mechanics rarely criticize because it does exactly what it promises and keeps doing it for years. Its 249cc air-cooled V-twin is basic in the best way. No complex electronics, no ride modes, no expensive sensors waiting to fail. That simplicity keeps repair costs low in 2026, when even minor fixes on newer bikes can run into four figures. The engine is known for solid reliability, and many owners report 40,000 to 60,000 miles with routine oil changes, chain maintenance, and occasional carb tuning. Most service jobs are quick, and labor hours stay low because everything is easy to access. In the USA, clean used Vstar 250 models usually sell between $2,500 to $4,500. For that price, you get a lightweight cruiser that is beginner-friendly, easy to handle in traffic, and capable of short highway runs without feeling strained. Fuel economy often hovers near 70 miles per gallon, which adds up to serious savings over time. Owners who sell often realize too late that replacing it means spending $7,000 or more on a new entry-level bike that does not necessarily last longer. Mechanics say the regret comes when former owners miss the low payments, low maintenance costs, and stress-free ownership. In 2026, holding onto a well-kept Yamaha Vstar 250 is usually the smarter financial call. Number 9, Kawasaki Vulcan 900. The Kawasaki Vulcan 900 is a cruiser mechanics often point to as a bike that earns its keep year after year. Its 903cc liquid-cooled V-twin is tuned for strong low-end torque and steady highway cruising, not high-revving stress. That matters in 2026, when long-term durability is more valuable than flashy performance numbers. Many Vulcan 900 models in the USA have passed 70,000 miles with consistent oil changes and routine service. The fuel injection system is reliable, cold starts are easy, and major engine problems are uncommon when maintenance is not ignored. Used prices generally range from $4,000 to $7,000 depending on year and mileage. For that money, you get a full-size cruiser feel with comfortable ergonomics and enough power for two-up riding. Replacement parts are widely available, and most independent shops know this engine well, keeping labor costs reasonable. Common wear items such as brake pads, tires, and clutch components are affordable compared to larger American V-twins. Riders who trade the Vulcan 900 for newer $16,000 to $22,000 cruisers often find that monthly payments, insurance, and repair costs rise sharply without a major gain in reliability. Mechanics regularly hear former owners say they miss the balance of power, comfort, and low ownership costs. In 2026, selling a solid Kawasaki Vulcan 900 often feels like giving up one of the most dependable cruisers in its class. Number 8. Harley-Davidson Street Glide. The Harley-Davidson Street Glide is one of those touring bikes mechanics rarely suggest selling in 2026 if it has been maintained properly. Its Milwaukee 8 V-twin is built for long-distance use, strong low RPM torque, and steady highway miles. These engines are known to cross 80,000 miles and beyond when serviced on schedule, and most issues that do appear are predictable and manageable. Parts availability across the USA is excellent, and nearly every shop understands how to work on this platform, which keeps downtime short even if repairs are needed. Used Street Glide models often range from $12,000 to $20,000 depending on year and mileage. While that is not cheap, replacing one with a brand new touring bike can easily mean spending $30,000 plus higher insurance and registration costs. Many owners who trade theirs in later admit they underestimated how solid and comfortable their old bike was. The frame stability, wind protection, and storage capacity make it a true long-haul machine that still feels planted at 75 miles per hour. Maintenance is not bargain level, but it is predictable. Oil services, brake components, and clutch work are standard costs, not shocking surprises. Mechanics often say regret sets in when riders realize they gave up a proven touring platform for a heavier payment. In 2026, holding onto a well-kept Harley-Davidson Street Glide usually makes more financial sense than starting over. Number 7. Yamaha XSR700. The Yamaha XSR7 is a bike mechanics often describe as a keeper because of what sits at its core, the proven 689cc parallel twin. That CP2 engine has built a reputation across the USA for durability, strong mid-range torque, and low mechanical drama. It is liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, and simple enough that routine maintenance does not turn into a wallet shock. Many owners see 50,000 miles or more with standard oil changes, chain care, and valve inspections done on time. Major engine failures are uncommon, and parts pricing stays reasonable compared to larger European models. In 2026, clean-used XSR700 examples usually sell between $6,000 and $8,000 depending on mileage and condition. That is solid value for a bike that blends classic styling with modern reliability. Insurance costs are generally moderate, and fuel economy often sits around 50 miles per gallon, keeping running expenses controlled. Riders who sell often move toward $10,000 to $14,000 bikes expecting a big upgrade, only to realize they gave up a light, responsive machine with proven long-term dependability. Mechanics say regret usually comes after the sale, when former owners see how little trouble their XSR700 actually gave them. In 2026, letting go of a well-maintained Yamaha XSR700 often means trading a reliable, affordable ride for higher payments and no real gain in durability. Number 6. Royal Enfield Meteor 350. The Royal Enfield Meteor 350 is a bike many mechanics now advise keeping in 2026, especially if it has been properly maintained. Its 349cc air and oil-cooled single-cylinder engine is simple, under-stressed, and built for steady cruising rather than high-speed abuse. That simplicity keeps repair costs predictable. Valve adjustments are straightforward, parts prices are reasonable, and the engine design avoids the complex electronics found on many newer motorcycles. Owners across the USA report solid reliability when basic service intervals are respected. Used Meteor 350 models usually sell between $3,000 and $4,000 depending on year and mileage. That makes it one of the most affordable modern cruisers to own. Fuel economy often sits around 65 to 70 miles per gallon, which keeps day-to-day costs low. Insurance premiums are also modest compared to larger displacement cruisers. Riders who sell often move into $7,000 to $10,000 bikes expecting more power, but they also take on higher insurance, higher parts pricing, and sometimes more complicated maintenance. Mechanics say regret shows up when former owners realize how inexpensive and easy the Meteor 350 was to live with. In 2026, holding onto a well-kept Royal Enfield Meteor 350 can be the smarter financial move, especially if reliability and low ownership costs matter more than outright speed. Number 5. Kawasaki Vulcan S. The Kawasaki Vulcan S is one of those middleweight cruisers mechanics often tell owners to keep in 2026 because it blends modern engineering with long-term reliability. Its 649cc parallel twin, shared with other proven Kawasaki models, is known for durability and consistent performance. This engine is liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, and built to handle daily riding without feeling strained. Many units in the USA have crossed 60,000 miles with routine maintenance, and major engine failures are uncommon when service intervals are followed. Valve checks are spaced reasonably, and parts availability remains strong nationwide. Used Vulcan S models typically sell between $4,000 and $7,000 depending on mileage and condition. For that price, you get adjustable ergonomics, solid highway comfort, and a smooth power band that works for beginners and experienced riders alike. Owners who trade up often jump into $12,000 to $18,000 bikes expecting more prestige, only to face higher payments and similar reliability. Mechanics say the regret comes when former owners realize their Vulcan S was already dependable, affordable, and easy to live with. In 2026, selling a well-maintained Kawasaki Vulcan S can mean giving up one of the most practical cruisers in its class. Number 4. Suzuki SV650. The Suzuki SV650 is a motorcycle mechanics have trusted for years, and in 2026 many still say it is a mistake to sell one that runs well. Its 645cc V-twin engine is known across the USA for strong mid-range power and long-term durability. This motor has been refined over time, but it has never become overly complicated. Fuel injection is reliable, cooling systems are solid, and internal components hold up when oil changes are done on schedule. It is common to see SV650 models pass 60,000 miles without major engine work, and parts remain affordable compared to many European middleweights. On the used market, clean examples usually range from $3,000 to $6,000 depending on condition and year. That is serious value for a bike that can commute during the week and handle weekend canyon rides with ease. Fuel economy often lands around 55 mpg, keeping operating costs reasonable. Insurance rates are also manageable for a bike with this level of performance. Riders who sell often move into $10,000 plus sport or naked bikes expecting a big jump forward, only to find higher repair costs and similar real-world speed. Mechanics regularly hear that former owners miss the balance of power, simplicity, and low ownership expenses. In 2026, letting go of a dependable Suzuki SV650 often leads to regret once the higher bills start rolling in. Number 3. Triumph Bonneville T120. The Triumph Bonneville T120 is a bike mechanics often respect because it combines classic style with modern engineering that actually holds up. Its 1200cc parallel twin is liquid-cooled and fuel-injected, yet tuned for strong low and mid-range torque rather than high-stress performance. In 2026, that matters. Owners across the USA report 50,000 miles and beyond with proper servicing, and the engine internals have proven durable when maintenance schedules are followed. Service costs are higher than small Japanese cruisers, but they are predictable, not shocking. Parts availability has improved, and most established shops are comfortable working on this platform. Used T120 models typically range from $7,000 to $10,000 depending on year and mileage. Replacing one with a brand new retro bike can easily push you past $13,000 to $15,000 before taxes and fees. Insurance is moderate for its class, and fuel economy often sits near 50 mpg, which keeps running costs reasonable for a 1200cc machine. Mechanics often say regret sets in when owners trade a well-maintained T120 for something newer and more expensive, only to realize they gave up a stable, proven motorcycle with strong resale value. In 2026, holding onto a solid Triumph Bonneville T120 usually makes more sense than starting over with a bigger payment and uncertain long-term costs. Number 2. Yamaha MT-07. The Yamaha MT-07 is a bike mechanics often call one of the safest bets in the middleweight class, and in 2026 they still warn owners not to rush into selling it. Its 689cc CP2 parallel twin has built a strong reputation across the USA for durability and punchy real-world performance. The engine is simple, fuel-injected, and designed to deliver torque without constant high RPM stress. Many MT-07 models have crossed 50,000 to 70,000 miles with routine oil changes, chain care, and scheduled valve inspections. Serious engine problems are rare when maintenance is not skipped. Used prices usually range from $5,000 to $8,000 depending on condition and year. For that money, you get a lightweight naked bike with strong acceleration, manageable insurance costs, and fuel economy often around 50 mpg. Owners who trade up often step into $11,000 to $14,000 bikes expecting more performance, only to discover higher repair bills and similar real-world speed. Mechanics frequently hear former owners admit they underestimated how reliable and affordable the MT-07 was. In 2026, selling a well-maintained Yamaha MT-07 often means giving up one of the most dependable and cost-effective middleweight motorcycles on the market. Number 1. Honda Rebel 500. The Honda Rebel 500 is the kind of motorcycle mechanics rarely suggest selling in 2026 if it has been taken care of. Its 471cc parallel twin is shared with other proven Honda models, and that engine has a strong track record for reliability in the USA. It is liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, and built to handle daily commuting without stress. Many Rebel 500 owners report 40,000 to 60,000 miles with nothing beyond routine maintenance. Oil changes are simple, valve inspections are spaced reasonably, and parts pricing stays fair compared to many larger cruisers. On the used market, clean examples typically range from $4,000 to $6,000 depending on mileage and condition. That is solid value for a modern cruiser with approachable power and low seat height. Insurance premiums are usually affordable, especially for newer riders, which makes long-term ownership easier on the wallet. Riders who sell often move into $9,000 to $12,000 bikes expecting more presence or power, but they also take on higher payments and sometimes higher maintenance costs. Mechanics say regret often follows when former owners realize how dependable and inexpensive their Rebel 500 truly was. In 2026, keeping a well-maintained Honda Rebel 500 is often the smarter move financially and practically. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.